What's your most embarrassing moment on a rugby pitch? Here's mine. Okay, so I'm playing for Newton Abbot against Ivybridge. It's a local derby, a Devon derby, National 3. And like with most derbies, the teams do not like each other, at least on the pitch and off the pitch at the time. Now, Ivybridge were a team that liked to whoop. And every time there was a knock-on or a forward pass or a penalty, you would hear, "Woo! Let's go!" But we knew this. We discussed this before the game. Do not let them get in your head. Now, in my playing career, I was a pretty chilled player. I'd have a bit of banter on the pitch, but I would never get involved. And it was very rare that you could get me to bite. 30 minutes in, and we're up comfortably on the scoreboard, and they win a penalty in our half. And there's whooping, there's hollering. But a couple of seconds later, they knock the ball on. And I do something that I've never done before. I start whooping. Woo! Woo! Aggressively like I'm Ric Flair or out of control 10-year-old. In this moment of madness, I was pumped up. This was a first for me. I was doing to them what they were doing to me.
Ooh, you're hard.
I looked to my teammates and I'm like, they're going to be with me. But of course they weren't. They're kind of looking away, looking down, going, what the hell is this guy doing? He's lost the plot. But to make things worse, I looked to my right and the ref is stood right there. The ref then gives me a look of disgust and disappointment and blows his whistle. Shh. Number 8, come here, please. That was my ref's voice. At this point, I'm mortified. I know what I've done. I know what's coming. The adrenaline from the moment has worn off. So I walk over to the ref sheepishly, and his words to me were, "Number 8, I coach an under-7s team, and I wouldn't expect that behavior from them. So I certainly don't expect it from you. So sort it out." And I was like, yeah. Fair play, so I lost my head. As if I wasn't embarrassed enough, I look over to my own team. They're all sniggering and shaking their heads. I then look over to Ivybridge. They're all laughing because they've thrown out the bait and they've caught me hook, line and sinker. The moment's over. I'm walking to the back of the scrum and I hear someone shouting. I look across. It was the number 13, the chief whooper. Woo! And he shouts, "Put that on social media, you prick." It's not often I'm lost for words, but in that moment I was like, ugh. Fair play. I mean, how do I even respond to that? That is fantastic chat. So that was the first and last time I ever whooped on a rugby pitch. Woo! And it definitely backfired. But anyway, we won the game. And I went and spoke to the ref afterwards and I said, "Look, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I lost my head." And he just laughed and said, "Yes, you did lose your head a little bit. They got you good, didn't they?" And yes, they did get me. As for the Ivybridge number 13, Lewis Patterson, we didn't get a chance to catch up in the clubhouse afterwards for a beer, but we did join the same club 2 years later. And it pains me to say this, but he's actually a really good bloke.
Oh, friend!
He's got awful chat, but on that day, it was outstanding. And to this day, he still reminds me that he lives in my head rent-free, which he doesn't. But that moment certainly does. Well played, Paddy, you rascal. There we go. I've had a few, but that is my most embarrassing moment on a rugby pitch. What's your most embarrassing moment on a rugby pitch? Let me know, and I'll do a video reading out the best and the worst. Okay, cheers, bye.